welcome back to Makin Macon. Today, I'm excited to share a special treat from one of my favorite keto dessert authors, Carolyn Ketchum. We're making soft and chewy snickerdoodles from her cookbook, The Ultimate Guide to Keto Baking. When I started my keto journey a few years back, Carolyn's blog at All Day I Dream About Food became my go-to for all things keto, especially desserts. So while I'm not strictly keto now, I still love having those sugar-free treats on hand to avoid those sugary temptations in the pantry. These snickerdoodles have been a hit in my home and even at get-togethers, making them perfect for anyone, including diabetics, looking for a simple, delicious treat. So let's get started baking. For the full recipe, be sure to check the description box below where I've linked it along with Carolyn's amazing cookbook. So whether you're keto or just watching your sugar intake, her recipes are fantastic. I've already not followed directions. So she says in a large bowl that you're supposed to beat the cream cheese and the butter with an electric mixer until smooth, and I kind of beat in the sweeteners first. Okay, so in her recipe, she says grass-fed gelatin, and it's optional. I have found that by adding gelatin that it does make them chewy, which, I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for. So I just bought, and it's probably not the cleanest ingredient, but I've had it for a little bit because I just bought just unflavored gelatin. And that's what I use because it doesn't call for a lot, and it's already like in these small packages because I don't use enough gelatin to warrant me buying grass-fed gelatin. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, so that's just an option. You don't have to put that in there. She's got the information on there, but it's there if you decide you want to use it. And it looks like one package of that actually equals the 1 tablespoon of gelatin that you need for the recipe. Okay, so she says to let this rest for 10 minutes, and while we're doing that, we'll mix the little sprinkle stuff that we're gonna put on the top, and then we'll go from there. Now, on my topping, she says granulated sugar of your choice. So I'm using allulose. Now remember, I always link in a lot of my keto recipes, if we're talking about different types of sugars, I usually always link you her information about her baking guide that's on her blog. I recommend that you go there. That way you know exactly the types of sugars that you would want to use in baking, because she goes into so much depth about what's good, what's not good, and I am not about to tell you because I have to refer back all the time. So for my topping, though, I am using allulose. Inside I used erythritol, like she said, but on the topping I am using allulose. So we're getting ready to put these on the pan to get them ready in the oven. The oven's already preheated. One of the things I want to make sure you understand is this dough is wet. It's not like your typical cookie dough. So she does talk about shaping it into a ball and putting it on here. And she says that if it's too sticky, she said, then what you need to do is you need to add another tablespoon or 2 of coconut flour. So that's what I did. And it does seem to help a little bit, but it's still going to be a little bit sticky. So you just have to work with it. If your hands are a little wet, it kind of helps. Just not too wet. You just kind of want them just a little damp. So that should help. Another option would be just to use your tablespoon scoop, because she does say to use 1.5 inch balls. So I mean that's kind of a good size right there. So I'm not going to go much bigger than that because it is really sticky. So just keep that in mind. But now you may want to go to her site And you may want to see what she has to say because she's pro with this, and I'm sure. But regardless of whether mine come out the greatest in the world or not, they still taste really good. Like for a keto dessert, they're amazing, and I'm all for it. I totally did it wrong. I'm an idiot. Somebody's for following directions, Susan. Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. See, here at Makin Macon, we own up to our mistakes. Just saying. So you're supposed to roll these in this cinnamon roll stuff before you put them, or cinnamon and sugar, before you put them on the plate or put them on the pan. But we own up to our mistakes and we say, look, we did it wrong. So we're redoing it the correct way. This is why you get the cookbook, or you go to her blog post and you follow the directions. I'm just reviewing it and just telling you it's really simple. Just follow the directions. Don't get sidetracked like me and not follow the directions. So here is what the finish looks like. And actually it was easier if I followed the directions first time. I've done this several times before. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I've made this mistake before, but I got sidetracked because my kid was needing stuff and whatever. Anyways, is that when you roll them in the cinnamon and sugar, it makes them so much easier to roll into a ball. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyways, so this is what they look like. Ignore all the mess that's all the way around it, and they're really, they smell so good. So we're gonna stick them in the oven and we're gonna bake them according to the instructions. We're gonna actually follow the instructions. The instructions say to bake them for 15 to 18 minutes until the cookies are just firm to the touch on top. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. They turned out awesome. So you can see here that they're just barely firm to the touch, and that's what she says. So she says to leave them there and then let them cool on the pan. So that's what we're gonna do, which is gonna be the hardest part because I wanna pick up one right now and I want to eat it. And here they are. Oh my goodness, they're so good. They're soft, chewy. They're great. Thank you for baking with me today. Don't forget to check out the recipe and Carolyn's cookbook in the description box below. We'll see you again soon on Makin Macon.